I mean, there used to be a great, very agile basketball player named Pete Maravich who played here in the NBA. And as a kid growing up, he would take a basketball with him to sleep and everywhere he went so that the basketball would feel. And when he went to the movies, he would be, you know, so that the basketball felt like an extension of his own hand. And he became enormously skilled at what he could do with the basketball. And it is said that Michael Jordan was an early hero of yours, was he?
I mean, if I look at sports in all, you know, he's probably my favorite athlete. Sorry, you know, like Becker and Edberg out of tennis, they were my idols.
You like Becker more than Edberg because of Becker's passion to win.
I don't know. I kind of, Becker was my first idol, and then everybody told me, like, Edberg is also pretty good, no, isn't he? And then I started to, like, I still prefer Becker. And I said, come on, Edberg is cool or whatever. And then I said, okay, I like Edberg too. And but with Jordan, I've always actually followed a lot of basketball when I was younger, and actually I still kind of play my tennis ball between my legs sometimes when I walk around the court. So it's, I took that over actually a bit from basketball.
From Jordan.
Well, I don't know if it's from Jordan, but just in general from basketball. And I just think, you know, what he has done is unbelievable, you know, and I admire him very much. So,
tell me what you were thinking about yesterday when after you hit the ball and the return comes to you. It depends on position, depends on the speed of the ball, it depends on where the opponent is, and all of that. But what I think is amazing for most of us who watched you, and what I've read of pros who talk about your game, is that what you can do with it wherever you are, and your sense of the court and the arsenal of shots.
That's definitely an advantage I have. I read the game very well, which means as soon as I hit my shot, I know the options my opponent has, and I know where to move to. I mean, that obviously comes with a lot of practice and training, and also that's definitely also a gift, you know, it's a talent. But the important is to use it, you know, and I think now that I'm at the top of my game, I don't know if I've ever played better than in that US Open final, so important is to use it, and I did it really to perfection.
You don't know if you've ever played any better than you played yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I've played good tennis in my life before, but again, you know, to get it out of me in a Grand Slam final in front of, in the biggest stadium of the world, tennis stadium, it's 20,000 people. You never have this many people watching you live, you know, it is something special, and I know this is not something normal, you know, so.
Early in your career, you had a huge temper, it is said.
It is said, and it's true.
A temper at yourself, or because you wanted to win so bad, or what?
I was a terrible loser, yeah. I would lose in chess against my father, you know. I would throw them all away. I would start to cry, and especially in tennis or soccer, if I would lose, I would always cry very often. I was very sad. I was not angry, I was rather sad, you know. And actually, up until, say, 4 years ago or so, I would still sometimes, or 2 or 3 years even, I used to still cry sometimes after hard losses, because I was just so sad, you know. I put so much effort into it and it didn't pay off, you know. But that's just me, and at the same time, you know, that was just the one side. The other side was the angriness on the court, you know, sadness after the match, and angry during the match, you know. So it was.
And if you're angry during the match, it's going to affect your play.
Yeah, and it did, you know. I screamed, I swore, I threw my racket, I acted bad, everything is against me, you know. I can't play in these conditions. I would always speak very, very negative, you know.
And how did you overcome it?
Well, all my coaches have always told me, listen, you gotta relax, otherwise you can't play. You're losing way too much energy on these little things, you know. So I said, yeah, I know, but it's good for me to let it out, you know. And they said, no, it's not good. And actually, it was only myself who could tell myself, now, Roger, you have to calm down. Otherwise, it's not gonna last, because you're losing way too much energy. And I started to feel embarrassed at times, you know, playing on a center court and throwing my racket, breaking them, and hitting balls all over the place. And so I stopped, and I'm really focused on the game.
I didn't see you make but one question of a call yesterday. It was only one time in the first set.
Yeah, that was a bad call. This much out is a bad call, yeah. But I don't argue with umpires.
You didn't scream. You just said, look, it was out.
Yeah,
that's essentially what you said. There is this about you, too. Number one is that people think that you, because of the beauty of your game and the skill of your game and the conquest that you've made, that a lot is riding on you for the future of tennis, that you are carrying on your shoulders a resurgence in tennis. Do you feel that?
Resurgence?
It means tennis coming back, tennis getting more popular.
Yeah, I have a good feeling for the future, honestly, for tennis. There's many young guys around now. Young means 23, you know, between
Yes,
between 20 and
Which
25.
is about your age, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm 23. So, who have, I mean, loads of talent, great characters, you know, different types of players, and I think this will really elevate the game of tennis again worldwide. And I know there's a lot of pressure on my shoulders, doing well, but only time will tell.
Now, they also believe the following, that tennis would love to have a rivalry between you and Andy.
Correct.
Is Andy up to that?
I think he is, you know.
Does he have the potential to go the distance with you?
Well, this I don't know, but I was very surprised when he lost at the U.S. Open this year.
Yeah,
I was very.
You were sad because you wanted to meet him in the finals because he beat
I
you
wasn't
last
sad,
year?
you know. For me, it doesn't really matter. All I want is the victory. Obviously, to build up a rivalry with him would be nice, you know.
Be great for tennis, great for the fans, and great for you guys because
we've played, you know, in the Wimbledon final. We've played in the Toronto final, and it would be nice to have a third rematch this year, you know. Playing in the U.S. Open final, him with his home fans, you know, playing against the best in the world. This would have been a great matchup, but Leighton Hewitt, you know, he didn't lose a set up until the final, so he totally deserved that spot.
There was a moment in which somebody commented on this. Leighton hit a shot that you went over and just effortlessly hit it back out of reach for him. And one of the people, this wasn't John McEnroe or commenting on about it, but basically somebody said about this, and I read it this morning, that Leighton hit a perfect shot. You were taking his best and putting it away.
Well, sometimes it happens, you know. It can't happen on every shot, but obviously there is sometimes plays where you know the other guy can't play any better, but he still lost the point, you know.
That's demoralizing.
It happened to me for sure also yesterday, you know, that I played my best shots and he came up with something real special. So that's how tennis is, but important is, you know, who comes up with more of those shots.
What did he say to you when he came over and he took his cap off and he
Oh, I actually don't quite remember, but I think he said maybe something in Australian, you know, good on your mate, or I think he was almost happy for me because we really had a good match and we have a lot of respect for each other.
The other thing people talk about, and I'll finish with this, it is the notion of a long career. I mean, you're on top at 23. You just won 3 Grand Slams in 1 year. Next year you begin with the Australian. Hope you win the Australian. Hope you win the French. Hope you win Wimbledon. Hope you win the U.S. Open.
Okay.
It's a huge challenge. Do you worry about anything? I mean, do you worry about tennis losing an attraction? Do you worry about getting distracted by all the fame and attention and money? Do you worry about any of that?
No, actually not. I find, you know, Andy brings something really new to the game with his huge serve and his attitude and character, you know. Then you have other players as well. I guess he's still playing at 34, so I don't see a reason why this game should be getting bored. It's actually getting much more exciting.
So you could have a good 10 years.
It's a long time, you know. I'll be 33, and it all actually depends how long, you know, my motivation can carry me and my body.
But that's the question.
That's the question, but also body, you know. If I get injuries, you know, then we have another problem in my to look at. But so far I've been lucky with injuries, and I think that is also definitely a key to success, because the guys who are not injured, they have a better career. It's very clear.
What do you do between now and the Australian?
Ooh, I have 5 tournaments left.
Yeah.
1 in Asia, 3 in Europe, and 1 at the end of the year is the last one, is the Masters in Houston, the Masters Cup, the World Championships, where I have to defend my title. I won there last year, so I play a few more tournaments, but also I get some time off. I get 3 weeks holiday. It's not much, but it's not bad for me.
Thank you for coming here.
Thank you.
It's a remarkable trophy. There is a U.S. Open championship trophy won by Roger Federer yesterday. Everybody is talking about the level of his tennis and the beauty of his tennis, and I'm pleased that he came here to share some of that experience and observations with us. We look forward to doing this again. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.